Hi there, and welcome to another episode of Watching Malfa. My name is Wash, and I'll be doing a first-person commentary instead of the usual pub ranked match live game thing, you know, where normally you watch me play and I feed, and I explain why I'm feeding. But this time I'm sort of going back and looking at a replay of my old game from yesterday, and hopefully I'll be able to pick up a lot of mistakes that I made and explain to you why they're bad, because I find that a lot of the games recently I've been playing, especially myself, is it's just been a lot of blame being tossed around on the team to other players. No one really seems to accept responsibility, and that's not really a good learning curve. You're not gonna get better at the game if you're gonna be blaming everyone else. Whether it's, I don't know who you are, but I'm sure there's always something you can work on. And this is definitely a game that is a good example. I feel, and this is actually one of my first few games as Magnus. Excuse me. Magnus is an excellent teamfight hero, as you probably already know. He can initiate with his reverse polarity, which is physical, by the way, so he can go through magic immune targets, so carries, supports, whatever, they're going to get sucked down the plug hole. You can nuke, he has a nuke, so it's really good for last hitting safely from a distance, harassing, killing people. He has a charge, which just continues to combo from his reverse polarity, just making him even stronger. And he has an ability to give other units cleave, and which is also a little bit of bonus damage, so it just helps the team out as well. He's like he's like a team hero. He just helps everyone. His strength, he's a little squishy for a strength hero, but other than that, you just pick up a blink dagger and you should be off on your way. And I also just want to apologize as well that I haven't been releasing videos recently. I've just been a bit distracted, a little unwell, you know, a mixture of things. But you know, I just want to like just let you know I want to come back and do this, and that's sort of why I'm doing this first-person commentary as a first time back. I'll be able to pick up a lot of my own mistakes and hopefully explain why the mistakes to you guys. So the lineups aren't actually too bad for this game. We got the enemy team has a very strong lineup because they've got Weaver, who's just so evasive to kill, and Anti-Mage, who's exactly the same. He's just so evasive to kill, and we don't really have a lot of lockdown. We don't really have the right kind of team to do it. The person who has the most lockdown is myself, and that's it. There's no reliable stuns. There's you know, there's like no Bane, there's no lockdown, there's nothing that can hold AM in place. So you're going to find that's probably one of the first mistakes that our team made. We don't have any reliable lockdown for Weaver or Anti-Mage. It's just going to be really difficult for us to stop either of them. But anyway, we'll switch to my perspective here. So I'm in the offlane actually, a solo offlane Magnus, which is not really that common. Normally Magnus you'd find
30 seconds to go.
Mid, but you know, I've seen offlane Magnus can work, and I picked up a lot of extra regen. Instead of one set of tangos, I got two, a salve and a stout shield, and it really helps my lane presence. If I take a lot of harassment, I can trade a lot of hits, you know, and keep eating tangos, and stay safe. And also, you know, Magnus sort of has like a semi-escape with his charge. You can just charge away from danger and hopefully be safe. But as it looks like, I wasn't given a ward for bottom.
The game is on.
Hopefully, for me, it's not going to be too much of an issue. So Brewmaster mid, Axe mid. Axe can work mid. It is a melee versus melee, so it's a good lineup for him. Ursa in safe lane with a Leshrac, and it just profit and jungle. I haven't leveled anything yet, as you can see. It's a good habit to get into because when you turn up in lane, you don't know what you're going to need first in some cases. Yeah, okay, it's better to level a stun, like level 1, but you know, in this case, I've just sort of went, well, the nuke does damage, right? So I've just waited in case I need to escape instead, so I just haven't leveled anything. It looks like Daz is going to come up behind me. And there, I leveled my charge and got out. And I tried to trade a few hits with him, and I come worse off, so that's a mistake on my first path in the lane so far. I could have just sat back safely, and I've already wasted like a tango. But yeah, so we got AM safe farming. Tesla's gonna hopefully be protecting him. I was sitting really far back because I don't want to take any mana burn. If it was like anyone else, like, you know, someone who could just hit me, it wouldn't be so bad. But because I need my mana to escape, I'm sort of sitting back. I'm like really scared of him. I don't want to take any hit, any damage, because that's going to be like a ton of mana that's going to go to waste. So I am losing out on a lot of last hits, but I'm trading that for mana, and I missed the last hit there as well. Amazing last hit skills, and another one, and another one. That's 3 in a row. That's really bad. So I got 1 point in each of my moves now. I got a nuke and my charge. Oh, what's going on here? That's right, there's a pause. I'll just skip ahead of it. There we go. Alright, so I've pulled back again. Dazzle tried to gank me again, so I just sort of ran back. And he's actually chain pulling through the trees. I don't know if you saw it in my Witch Doctor video or one of my older videos, but he's doing what I did in that video. He's taking the small camp and pulling it against their creep wave, and then he's eating a small tree in the small camp. Sorry, a tree in the small camp, and pulling the camp through to the medium camp, meaning that he doesn't have to stack at all. He's just pulling it to another camp and denying me experience. So I'm just gonna hang around until this creep wave dies, and if he does it again, then I'm gonna try and compete with it. So, and I've got my next level, my nuke now. So my nuke does 150 damage, and it has a really astounding range. And I'm still sitting really far back because this AM is scary. I don't want him to hit me. I don't want him to take my mayonnaise from me. And I'm also using my Q to sometimes last hit because that's good. I missed that last hit again. It's good because you can like sort of get a last hit and harass at the same time.
Has made its final delivery, folks.
And looks like Dazzle made a good play at mid.
So much for diplomacy.
That was called. I did call missing bottom.
2 down.
Look at that. Oh, my mana. I need that. So I picked up Boots now. Boots is really important to get in the offlane because, of course, movement speed. How are you going to escape if you don't have any movement speed? So you want to get like Boots as soon as possible. But however, AM is getting free farm. He can out-bully me for obvious reasons. The only way I can bully him back is by using my Q, which I have been doing, but I don't have the mana to cast it right now. And also, I don't want to cast it as soon as I have the mana to do it in case I need to escape. So I'm sort of just in this position where if I go for a last hit, I lose mana, and that could end up in my death in the future because I might not be able to charge away. So that's why I'm playing so passive. I've only got 6 last hits, which is really bad, but I am in the offlane and I haven't died yet, so that's important, I guess. You know, you've got to just balance it up. You know, you could get lots of last hits and then die and then lose it all anyway. So that's sort of why I'm sitting so far back. What else? I've got my next point in charge. So the really important thing about charge is not only does the damage go up, but so does the distance, and the distance is incredible. Like we're talking like when it's at level 4, it goes further than the Q, like by 50 units, and you can push enemy units with you. So you can just basically hug them and pull them under tower with you. You can make all sorts of awesome plays. That's why, like I mentioned earlier, Magnus is such a good teamfight hero, other than the reverse polarity. So Dazzle's turning up behind me, and I shit myself, I think. Yeah, and I charge away. And that's why I wasn't using the Q. That could have been my death there if I didn't charge away. Lots of little things can, you know, build up to your inevitable death. So, acting like a pussy in lane kept me alive, pretty much is what I'm saying. But 9 last hits isn't very good. You sort of want to aim for like a 50 last hits at 10 minutes is a really good farm. And I always try, it doesn't matter like if I'm an offlane or safe lane carry, I always try to get that, even mid, if I'm not ganking heaps. Because it's just a really good habit to get into. More last hits equals more gold equals more items. What else? Magnus, sort of items you want to build Magnus. I see that in the recommendations it wants you to build power treads. I don't get that. Like, I'm sure a lot of people disagree with me, but I don't feel like Magnus needs that little bit of extra health and attack speed. Like, I just don't think they're a good item on Magnus. I think mana boots is definitely the way to go. You get a bigger mana pool, and you can just cast, like, spells to end. You don't have to go back to well as much, and especially if you're in an offlane where you don't have a bottle, mana boots are good. So even when I play mid Magnus and you have a bottle as well, mana boots are good too. It just means that you can cast a lot more Qs and nuke down the lane. You can push it, you can harass. Anyway, it seems like Dazzle has done that chain pull I was talking about earlier, and I'm being a cheeky sod and coming into trying to compete with that because that's my money and my experience. He's like trying to deny me, so I have to get there and take as much as I can. But I can't get too close at the same time because, you know, AM could pop up on me and kill me. So anyway, I hit level 6 from trying to share that experience with him, and now I've just gone, right, okay, that's it, I'm done with this lane, and I just leave. And I go back to well to replenish my mana. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and search for an opportunity to use that reverse polarity. And I look at top and I go, yeah, There's a good opportunity up here. You got a really
The
really
Dire
ballsy
might wanna
axe,
mine that top
a
tower.
Weaver that needs to be killed. So yeah, and an unfortunate distract that doesn't get it.
Dire's top tower. You know the drill.
Heroes like like Tidehunter, Sand King, Magnus, anyone who has like a really significant team fight ult.
Dire's top tower.
Enigma. Enigma's a really good one. You want to just like, as soon as you hit level 6, you want to find an opportunity to use it. You want to like, spend it, otherwise it's like a waste of time. You know, you're wasting precious time. You're wasting your precious resources, pretty much.
Radiant's mid tower's getting banged up.
This team, apart from AA, there isn't like AA does all. I guess there isn't a lot of team fight. So that's the advantage that we have. We got Magnus, we got Nature's Prophet ult, and we got Brewmaster's ult. So we have that advantage. And hey, look, if you use your ulti on one person at level 6, who gives a shit? It's worth it. If you get the kill, it's worth it. It's always worth it. Same as Enigma. So it looks like I charge in to grab the kill. I've got Dust as well, so we can kill the bastard. Is he going to get away? No. Ursa gives him the bear hug, and he dies. So what I did is I charged in to close distance. I just snagged the tip of him. I ultied because I knew he was invisible near me, and then I dusted straight away. I really wanted that Weaver dead. Is pretty much what I'm saying. But however, while I've been doing this entire time, AM has been free farming bottom, and he's going to be really difficult to kill because we don't have that much lockdown. I think I got a bit lucky with Weaver, but AM's sort of a similar boat. If we just go on him, he's just going to blink away. So I'll have to wait for my ulti to come back up. So I go back to well, replenish my mana. I'm still waiting for mana boots. And I'm running to and fro well a lot. I think there's another mistake I made. Yeah, okay, I could have stayed in lane and not had the mana and got experience in gold, but it might have been better than just running all the way back to try and replenish my mana pool and try and let the team smash. But on the plus side, while I'm doing that, my ulti is like cooldown is playing off. So I come back top again because I think at the time ignoring anti-mage was the best idea, which it really wasn't. That's sarcasm, by the way. But there, I knew there was 2 or 3 people top again, so I wanted to come help. I gave Ursa a salve to help him out.
Dire structure looking fortified.
Trying to deny the tower. I contest with axe, and we kill an axe and an AA, which is really good. And then we get the tower down, which is a really good play there, which is awesome.
Dire's bottom tower's getting the business.
That charge is not to be underestimated in any way. It's so good. It pushes them, it moves them, does damage, and it applies a slow to them at the end of it. So it's just such a good move. Excuse me. So I'm going to pick up mana boots now. "10 minutes in the game, I've only got 10 last hits. That's the last hit a minute. That's absolutely horrible. That's like one of the main things I'm noticing right now. But to make up for it, I've been trying to make myself present around the rest of the map. And I think this is where I just come mid and go, yeah, okay, I should get some last hits now. I'm really behind. I could really do some money. And I think I look at bottom and go, oh, fuck it, he's dead. I do that a lot. I sort of like look around the map and start walking away because I think I can like teleport there instantly to help them. But that's another bad habit I have. I just sort of start running towards people thinking I can help them. But I'm pretty sure that the strat was boned from the beginning. So the score isn't... It's going okay, like, it's pretty even. Do a bit of a push at mid. Try and give as many last hits as I can. So, Animage's got a kill, and he's had uncontested farm. He's got 65 last hits at 11 minutes. That's really bad for us, considering our carry only has...
Radiant's top tower
22 last
taking
hits.
hits.
But that's not, like, this isn't like, I'm not reviewing our carry's performance. This is like, us as a team. We haven't shut him down. I haven't asked for help. I haven't been able to shut him down myself, so it's not in any way our carry's fault. I feel like I should have communicated with our team to shut him down. But in that being said, a lot of the problem is in our draft as well. We don't have the lockdown to sort of prevent him, from getting away, other than my RP. So anyway, I'm still farming mid. I think I farmed mid a bit too long here. I was like really hankering for my Beta. Excuse me. Keep pushing the lane back. But that being said, though, when I think I remember if I was at mid, I didn't see a lot of the enemy like activity happening. I was sort of like, I guess I'll just keep farming, you know, like make use of my time.
Invisibility.
Just profit farming. What else is farming top? Yeah, seems like quite a boring scene here. And I was sort of patiently waiting for a counter push as well then. Missed that last hit there, but you see how I'm last hitting the creep waves with the Q? Because it's like, it's good for like pushing it, it's good for getting the money, and it's also some lucky Q might hit the AA as well, and that's like what? Oh, so there's a fight bottom, so I start taking it straight away. Ooh. And I think the dazzle gets away. I got a bit confused there. I think we could have got a double kill if I wasn't so confused. Oh no, we ended up getting him too. So, and I didn't use the reverse polarity, which is a bonus. And what's the game of Dota without some shit talk, of course. So I think this is a good opportunity to push bottom now. Nature's Prophet has read the scenario as well, and he's come down too. That's good, man. And this will be a good opportunity for me to use my RP if the chance arises.
Radiant's toughened up their structures.
If a fight won't happen when your ultimate's up,
Radiant's
try to
bottom
force one.
towers
Try to
see
force
better
one by
days.
pushing a tower, or hunting someone on the enemy jungle, maybe even doing an early erosion. These are all things that can start fights. You want to piss the enemy off into a fight,
Radiant lost
and then
one
use
of
it
them
against them by
bottom
using a
towers.
massive team fight ult. And they go, well, that was a bad idea, and then they will, hopefully you kill them. But we can only dream. So we got bottom tower. They didn't want to start a fight, which is okay. But saying that, I think we lost top tower in that process, so it was like a trade. That's sort of like a counter to you know, trying to start a fight on a tower is if you just split push a different tower and you just trade. It's just like, well, fuck. Anyway, I hide in trees here. I want to stay out of vision, and hopefully Brewmaster or someone else who comes here tries to start a fight. So you just got to be patient now. Here comes Axe. I think my patience is about to work out. RP. Get 2 targets and push them further onto tower. Followed by a Q. That works out okay. We did lose Brewmaster, but we got Axe and Dazzle, which is okay. And I had to get out because my armor is negative 16 right now. That Dazzle ult is really strong. I was pretty chuffed with that because it got me my Blink Dagger. And that's going to help the team out because I'll be able to just appear on people now and conduct my moves without having to do it from a distance. Like, it's always really annoying when you know what you want to do and you have to like slowly run towards the enemy, and the enemy's like, oh fuck that, I'm not going to stay near you, you're going to kill me. And you're like, well fuck. Critique. I think, like I keep saying, I'm a little behind on last hits. And I also feel a little starved of... it's not too bad. I feel a little behind on experience. But yeah, important things to bring up. Always have a TP scroll. I can't exercise how annoying it is when players on the team don't have TP scrolls, especially the carry. Like, when you're playing a carry on the team, you're not the king of the team. You're not the king and queen of their everything. You don't make demands all the time. And carry a goddamn TP scroll. Your team needs you, even like before you're finished farming. You still have moves. Your presence means a lot. And Ursa has been making a great example this game. He's our hard carry of this team, and he's got 4 kills and 1 assist. He's been in 5 of the 9 combats we've had already. Sorry, 5 of the 9 team kills we got. You know, so it's like just being present is really helpful. Yeah. Even Animage is like pushing towers and trying to make himself a little bit more present now, and he's got a kill. You know, and Animage is like, in my opinion, one of the most like non-existent present hard carries in the game because he just doesn't matter, but you know, he's still there. So anyway, we're still trying to defend mid. I've been battle hunted, so I'm going to use my Q the last hit, and I get both of them in the Q as well, so that's really cool. And I need to make sure that I've got my cleave buff now, so I've maxed my Q, maxed my E, and I've got my reverse polarity. And now I've got 1 point my W. I need to be using that constantly. I need to be giving my allies as much buff as possible. And okay, this is one of the biggest mistakes in the game, I feel like I made. I was like, well, okay, I'm a little ahead on kills. Why don't I treat myself to a Black King Bar? And the reasoning behind it, okay, there's a fight coming up, but the reasoning behind it was because of AA's ult and Anti-Mage's mana burn. I just didn't want to be caught out with, like, you know, AA's annoying bloody ult and again just losing all my mana and unable to conduct any moves during the fight. So I thought like a BKB was a good idea. It would give me more damage, more health, and it would just give me that magic immunity. But looking back at it now, I feel like I made a mistake with getting a BKB. It was a good idea at the time, and it did come in useful, but I think I could have gotten something a little stronger. Like, I don't know, maybe I could have gotten just an earlier different item. I missed my charge there completely, but as you can see, it could have worked out. Or, in hindsight, he kills me and he's stuck up there. Now I think about it. But yeah, I missed the charge completely there. Sometimes the charge is a little hard to do, as it's if you use it and you don't click maximum distance on the charge, you don't travel it. You just travel a really short distance and you look like a muppet. So you gotta like make sure you use the full distance on your charge to make make maximum use of it. Oh man, this new caress is quite a pickle. So yeah, Ursa was caught with his pants down trying to do Roshan, but luckily he got out, and we're trying to contest it now, trying to like start a fight there. I do have reverse polarity, so we do have an advantage there. But yeah, and I think Brewmaster has his ult too. Yep.
Dire's bottom tower's getting the business.
AM has a really early Battle Fury, and he has a Battle Fury, Treads, and Yasha all before 20 minutes. That's really bad for us now. We've neglected him too long, and now he's going to be smashing us soon.
Roche is tough, but the Dire's tougher still. The Dire best do something.
I start CPing in, because since there's going to be a fight. Nessa's going to commit, and Brewmaster's got his
Guess what's happening to Dire's bottom tower? Radiant's mid tower's coming apart. Radiant's mid tower could use a hand.
There's a couple of times I'm forgetting to put my cleave buff on people, but I think I'm doing okay so far. I've got it always on myself, and I've always got it try to get on Ursa, because Ursa hits really hard.
Guess what's happening to Dire's bottom tower? Dire's bottom tower got blown to bits.
The distract's pushing power is really coming through there.
Radiant's mid tower.
And then there's an example of a one-man RP. Like, he was sitting there, I wanted to punish him, so I just did it. And Dazzle tried to shallow grave him, but then I just charged him the full maximum distance back into us. And I end up backing off to defend top. And I think just with the sheer power that they have right now, I don't really feel like we could have cracked the base. But I think, yeah, everyone gets out safely. That was really good by them. And I grab a few more last hits. Just want to try and finish off this BKB. Like I said before, I didn't feel like BKB was like the best choice, but it does come in handy a couple of times. I think maybe if I got like an earlier, just different item, like hell, maybe an Assault Cuirass wouldn't have been too bad. It would have prevented Weaver and Anti-Mage from doing as much damage to me and Axe. But then again, in that being said, Dazzle will wreck my armor with his ultimate, so it's like, it's just one of those like games where you're just like, well, I could get this, or I could get that, and you know, so coming back mid, but I don't have reverse polarity, which is really bad. So I don't really want to fight. Oh, Ursa's going in. Probably could have reacted a little quicker. I missed my charge completely, so that's a whiff move by me. And AM hurts so hard and just smashes me in the man fight. So I could have hit my E, and I might have been able to get a different kill. That would have really helped. And man fighting AM was just not the smartest idea. I suppose I just really wanted him dead.
That's 4 in a row.
And now Mage has a triple kill. I'm pretty sure our entire team has got their heads hung in their hands.
Dire's mid tower could use a little help. Radiant's bottom tower ain't a pretty sight right now.
So far,
mid-tower's
AM
nothing
has
now.
4 kills. He has a shit ton of farm. He is level 15, and he is
Dire's
looking
mid
like
tower could use a little help.
God, pretty much. He is going to kill us all. Things that could have prevented this. Yeah, I could blame the team and go, yeah, you guys pick suck. You know, like, yeah, you left me in offlane. It's all you guys' fault. Or I could go, well, I should have said something. I could have communicated like, Anti-Mage is free farming bottom. Can I get a gank? You know, make whatever your team lineup you have work. You can't like just complain about everything all the time. But like most of the time in a pub, you're just gonna have to make it work. You're just gonna have to suck it up because it's not captain's draft. People don't most of the time draft to what's the best is. Like, you know, they don't. Sometimes they counter pick, but they're not always gonna like draft the best lineup. They're gonna just play a hero that they want to play. Like some guy's gonna hop on and go, man, I really feel like playing this hero, regardless of the lineup, and then you get shitty at him, and he's probably had like a long day at work or something. You know, like of course he's gonna get mad. Like, but yeah, most of the time you're just gonna have to make it work. So
Dire's
really,
top tower,
I should have said,
you know
look,
the
Anti-Mage
drill.
is getting a lot of free farm bottom. Can I get someone down here? We can reverse polarity and maybe get a kill. You know, like. Get a lot of nuke on him because we still have a fair bit of like DPS, like fast DPS. Anyway, this is me showing my frustration at AM and trying to chase him, but he just gets away. He's just too evasive. There's no chance of getting him anyway. AM and Weaver, they're just so hard to lock down. So I see there's a fight at mid and I want to come to it.
5 in a row.
Trying to get it as fast as possible.
6 in a row.
RP. Charge. Oh, sorry, Q. Charge.
2 down.
2 kills. You combo your moves together. Most heroes have a combo, and Magnus is reverse polarity. Charge and then Q, or Q and then charge, you know, whatever option. But just make sure you do his moves together, because he's designed for
Radiant's
like,
top tower's
you know,
in bad shape.
putting everyone in one place and then doing the same damage through all of them. So this looks like a good
Radiant's
opportunity to
top
push
tower's hurt.
until Axe turns up.
Radiant got one last top tower.
I could have probably gotten a better charge there, and then I missed my planned bloody blink charge. So another charge missed by
Radiant's
me.
top
That's 2
tower's
whiff charges so
taking
far. So no, wait, 3. You know, one of them probably would have ended up in my death, but the other 2 was like almost a kill, most definitely a kill. So yeah, like watching this now and going, oh, I missed all these moves, and realizing, you know, how crucial they could have been to the game. You know, like things like that. So yeah, I've been a bit of a muppet, and now I'm looking at building a refresh orb. And the refresh orb on Magnus is really good because you can just do all of that again. What I just did earlier, you can just do it twice, like a sandwich. Like, yeah, there's 2 pieces of bread in a sandwich, so it makes it double. Right. No, anyway, no, seriously, it's good. Yeah, like Tidehunter, Magnus, refresh orb is good item. And the little bit of extra intel and regeneration is most welcome as well, but of course you want it for the active. It's just so goddamn expensive though, so and with my 44 last hits in 26 minutes, it might be a slow one unless I keep making kills happen, which is going to be my goal. Reverse polarity is up again, so I'm going to be like, okay, where can I use it again? Where can I really make someone's day? I really feel like I'm wandering around too much here. I could be like farming. I could be like farming the jungle. I could be like farming mid instead of pushing it back. Yeah, I'm really wasting a lot of time at the moment. You should always be killing something, whether it's a creep or a hero.
It's a spotted top farm, like, oh yes, I'll take that. I think there's a couple of moments I'm seeing at the moment where I'm not using the cleave buff as much as I should be. Oh wait, there we go. Yeah, it should always be off cooldown. Like, if it's not on you, it should be on someone else for sure. Like, because yeah, it's really strong. It's like a temporary battlefield. Yeah, it's excellent. So it looks like we're going to try and force the fight top, except Lestrak decides to go bottom. And this might have been a good time to fight, but now Brewmaster pops his ult. And this looks like we're going to commit, but I'm pretty sure the team was a little confused and was
Structures must have been fortified.
relaying that we should fall back. So it was a waste of Brewmaster's ult. If Lestrak had where's Lestrak gone? Can't see him in the back anymore. Oh, there he is, still bottom. Sorry, I'm just blind. Yeah, I feel like if he had stayed, we could have probably got the kill on the tower instead of denying it and forced the fight. And it looks like Ursa overstayed his welcome and died. It's really important when you're like pushing, you notice where all your allies are, and you just try to move back with them. Like, you can't stick around too long, you know, because you're going to get picked off. And I think this is the point where I was like, well, I guess I better farm then. And, you know, RP, I've had RP for like 3 minutes now, 4 minutes. It's 4 minutes too long. You know, it should be off cooldown again. I should have used it somewhere. I really feel like if we had fought top, it could have been good. I would have gotten off cooldown, you know, because you just want to just use it. You just want to constantly spend, especially a move as powerful as reverse polarity. Anyway, I noticed this fight at mid, so I'm like, okay, wakey wakey.
Can't do nothing about dire structures.
Axe notices
right
up
now.
there, so I blink away.
There goes Radiant's bottom tower.
Mana boots. I'm not using my mana boots tonight. I should be using it. Pop your mana boots, me. Pop your mana boots. There we go. So grab Voidstone. Fight top, some TP. I think AM gets away again. Damn. So Axe initiates on us, he's going to start a fight. AM comes in as well, so I have to reverse polarity. And they've popped BKB as well, so none of the magic damage from his burn is going to hurt me. However, I did make a mistake of charging them away from the team and realizing that there wasn't enough damage done, and I get finished off by Axe. So this is the point of the game where I went, well, holy fuck, I just spent 3,600 gold on an item that didn't even keep me alive. What was the point? That could have been 3,600 gold on anything better. Hell, if I'd gotten like a crit, it would have been better, like something silly. I mean, you're not saying crit's bad on Magnus, I just feel like there could have been something better. And yeah, now I just
Somebody's cooking.
So yeah, I think upon watching this replay, I really feel like a BKB was a big waste of money, and that's a big part of Dota. It's not just playing well and positioning yourself well and trying to read the game like, you know, like a board game, you know, like just like the meta of it, but also having the right items. Like, because if you're equipped for the wrong situation, you're going to find yourself dying a lot more than you should be. I could maybe, like, looking at this, I think a ghost sector wouldn't have been a bad idea, to be honest. I could avoid AM, I can avoid Weaver, I can avoid Axe, sort of. The only problem being AA's ult. You know, it's just, I really feel like a BKB was a massive mistake. That's a big problem. That's a big reason why I died, and I think I die a couple more times ahead of it because of it too. Hell, I could have 3,600 gold towards my Refresher Orb right now, which is a really good item on Magnus. So I could be like dual ulting, and it could be like a huge change to the game. So yeah, big mistake I made. Reverse Polarity's off cooldown again, so I want to be using it. And I get my Perseverance. The Shrek's building a Bloodstone at 31 minutes. And I'm sort of like, okay. It's just right, you should just be getting things like mana boots and wards and that, considering he's the only hard support on the team, instead of going for something like a Bloodstone. Bloodstone is a better early game item, Well, not like, you know, you can't obviously can't get it too early, but you want to sort of aim for getting a Bloodstone in like 20 minutes. You sort of treat it like a Battle Fury, because the more kills that occur around you, the more charges you get. If you want mana regeneration this late, you should be going for something like the Shrag, a Hex. A Hex would be fantastic. It has, you can disable the enemy. You have lots of mana regeneration. Bloodstone doesn't offer that. It doesn't offer a disable. It's I get a little freaked out here in a blink away. And yeah, Bloodstone doesn't offer that. It's completely reliant on, you know, how many kills happen around you. So anyway, I'm coming back in again. I charge in, ulti, make sure I get the cleave buff going, and we get a nice double kill on the Brewmaster there. Dazzle gets disabled. Weaver runs away with his pants down, and I think we definitely killed the Dazzle here. He's not getting away. Say it. Nice. So that was alright. We lost the Shrag, but we got Axe, Dazzle, and Anti-Mage. And Anti-Mage is a really important one because Anti-Mage has only died twice now. So every kill on him means everything. We need to like shut him down, push, and I think we get a Roshan on this. Yeah. And we decide to push. We decide to try our luck and go for a push. Now this might have not been the best decision considering my RP is down. Excuse me. The reason that we won that so well is because we managed to get like a 2.5-3 second disable on Anti-Mage with my RP. And we don't have that available to us right now. So even though it's just like 3 of them, the Dazzle coming up, it's still like it's still a difficult push that we're doing right now. Charge him out. Axe-wise back. I chase the Weaver, which is probably not the best decision, but he gets away anyway by using his ulti. I'm not really keen on fighting anymore. And any mage just turned up, and I'm definitely going to die here. I really think when I saw the fight going horribly, I should have left a bit earlier and let my allies die. You got to like know when to fight or flight, and that was definitely a situation of flight. There was no way we could have won with the Anti-Mage coming back. But the good news is my ulti's back, so that's good. And I'm just going to be saving for the recipe now. The recipe on a Refresher Orb is really expensive. It's like what, 1,800 gold, I think. Yeah, 1,800. That's like insane for a recipe. That's like 1,800 gold of nothing, but it's worth it in the end for getting a Refresher Orb. So we're going to lose this mid-ranks here. Yeah, I feel like we should have left a bit earlier, because now our barracks are in danger. However, that being said, Nature's Prophet is looking at doing a bit of scrimmage stuff. He's going to try and make it a good trade for us. Oh, that power.
Hope the Dire weren't partial to that mid-tower.
So I decided to TP in because this is a desperate situation. 3-man RP. Q 4 of them, charge 2 of them back on the tower. AM blinks away. I think he's gonna get away though. It's just too evasive. We'll do a bit of chasing here because we're a bit
one last top
stuff.
Tower for the Radiant.
But it's just too fast. So we lost the barracks at mid, but that being said, we traded it for at least a tower at top. So it wasn't like a complete loss. Things that could have been done better. Like I said, probably leaving a bit earlier in that last fight. Could have been up, could have protected our barracks. Allies could have left a little bit earlier as well, probably. It would have been nice to kill the Anti-Mage with that RP, but it wasn't enough. He just managed to duck away. Ursa gets smashed at top. So this push is looking quite bad, so we pull back.
Radiant's top rags is running out of time.
So I think I'm like, hey, I'm pretty close to my Refresher. Better go farm it. Or I'm a complete melon.
The fur is flying at Radiant's top rags.
No, I'm gonna farm it up. I think one of the things I've been noticing this fight is I haven't been cleave buffing Ursa enough. I've sort of been like defaulting to using it to myself first and then giving it to other people. So I think I should be the other way around. I should prioritize Ursa over myself because he's the one who does all the damage, and it's kind of selfish to just be using it on myself. But it's just a habit. It's just where I just double tap W and go, oh, it's off cooldown now. So yeah, I'm really good. I'm in the right. But no, I think it would have been much better if I was using it on a hard carry. So I'm really close to that Freshers now. And I do not want to be anywhere near him because he will kill me. He is really strong. He is Satan with mana burn, so I don't want to be getting near him. And the Fresher's done. Probably could have been done a little earlier, but those 3 deaths sort of set me back a little bit. I'm looking at coming back to the rest of the team. I want to try and stick with them because I want to try and team fight now and get my refreshers off. Sort of just idling about the moment, waiting for a fight. Not really a lot to say right now. Level 17, you know, I've got all my moves now. They're all maximum, I guess. That's something to be said. I could be giving the Shrek the cleave buff here. That's probably another mistake I made. Just making sure that everyone around me has it. I don't have a TP scroll, but I'm pretty sure I'll have one delivered soon. And like I said, it's really important you have that in case they now backdoor us. You know, you want to be like. It's just important to have one anyway, you know, so you can defend your play points. Sort of a bit of faffing about here, still waiting. Nature's Prophet seems to have rotated bot. I think we're defending Roshan now, because we really want to get that Aegis. And this is part of the game where it can really go either way. The kills are dead even. AM is really farmed, but we have a lot more team fight. Ursa can't beat AM in a 1-on-1, but he still does a lot of damage, so if we can lock him down for him,
The first flying.
it could really work out for us. And there's just sort of a lot of tension in the air right now.
No breaking down the
Nature's
radiant
Prophet doing what he does
structures like
best.
this. Radiant's top rags ain't gonna last long.
However, it does look like Nature's Prophet got spotted. I was a bit confused here whether to help Nature's Prophet top or push mid. So I think I ended up just on following Ursa. And Ursa's the same, Ursa's like, nah, okay. And I'm like, well, okay. Bit of bad control by me there, sort of just wandering all over the place. I should have been a bit closer. RP3 them, but I don't think this is going to be good. And it doesn't do anything. Unfortunately, we didn't get any kills, but I did get the 2 points off. Yeah, I'm sort of just running back to base now to get my mana back. Refresher is like really mana intensive. It's 375 mana, and Magnus is a strength 3, so his intel pool is pretty small. So you're looking at like one ulti is 300, so you're down to 600 mana, and then you're going to refresh that, so you're going to be down another 300 mana. So you're only like 300 mana left. But to sort of like avoid starving yourself with mana, you can like mana boots and then do your moves and refresh, and then mana boots again, because it does refresh your mana boots, so you can sort of like get a little bonus from that, and it's not so intensive. But yeah, refresher orb does grant bonus intel as
Guess
well.
what's
So
happening
it's-
in Dire's bottom tower?
most of the time you should be able to
Dire went and
refresh.
fortified their structures.
refresh your ulti, and he moves without too much trouble. I think that was a really big mistake on my part there. I shouldn't have charged him away.
Dire's
I should have charged him
getting swamped.
back into us, and I think that's really cost us the kill at the end there. So it's a big misplay by me there. I thought just casting my moves would have killed him, like just charging him, getting a clean buff, hitting him, and doing the Q, but it wasn't enough. It was just too much magic resistance, and he does have evasion, so it took me a while to notice, but he has a butterfly. So yeah, it was a big misplay by me there. I should have charged them back towards us, or maybe not charged at all, and we might have been able to get the kill there, and it would have been a much easier push. So AM does have a hard as well, so he's just hiding, and then once he's finished hiding, his health comes all the way back up, and he's just gonna keep cutting our lanes. There's no point really us being down here. Sort of looking for another team fight here. Refresher's up in 10, so we had a double cast him. He also tries to man fight anti-mage, but that's not a good idea, considering it's anti-mage. Well, considering it's a really well farmed anti-mage who has a ton of items. However, anti-mage does get stuck. I really feel like if I had RP'd there, it would have worked out good. It's just because I couldn't see uphill, I was sort of unsure. I was like, oh, I don't know how many there could be, but there's only 2 people there with the illusions. And it could really worked out awesome. Could have got a kill on Animage and with the oranges. Oh yeah, Dazzle. And then we could have pushed, so it could have really worked out well. But it looks like I'm just sort of pushing back mid, because mid does have melee mega advantage, so it's constantly being pushed. But they're trying to do Roshan, so I'm just trying to keep myself proactive while I wait for Roshan to go down.
Old Rose won't be coming back for a while. Guess what's happening to Dire's bottom tower?
Still waiting for another fight. Upon watching this as well, I feel like I could have been forcing a lot more fights, or me and my allies can be forcing a lot more fights, because this RP is sitting on cooldown far longer than I want it to be. It should be constantly being used. It's really disappointing to be watching it off cooldown for so long, especially when it's one of the strongest moves in the game. It should be just constantly being used. It's like Black Hole and Enigma. It has to be used. It just has to go out there. Even if it's just for 1 kill pickoff, it just has to be done. Because it's almost like a guaranteed kill. Kind of like Finger of Death with Lion, or anyone like that. It's just so good. Except Finger of Death is just 1 target. This is 14 disable. And I think I saved it buyback. We try for another push at mid. We are, however, missing Leshrac, who is farming the enemy jungle. Bloody bugs. Get those off him. Those bugs offer armor reduction, so it's really important to get those off you as fast as possible. And now we're going to try and force the fight. So, I get ulties, and I try to go in, but I'm unable to blink. I BKB and ulti, and I try to ulti a second time, but I get Berserker's called. And I end up dying very quickly. So I felt a lot of good the BKB did there, because Berserker's cool, and Axe's ultimate is physical, so it doesn't matter, it's not gonna do shit. We lose 2 very important players.
Radiant's mid-rag's taking some punishment.
So I do have enough money for buyback, which is good, but I'm just gonna wait and see if they're gonna push.
How about another round?
Brewmaster, however, buys back straight away. Yeah, I could have been a little bit more patient there, or been a bit more evasive, because that AA ult on me, or whatever hit me there, it just disabled my blink. It stopped me from gaining distance. However, another thing I could have done is I could have charged in, ultied, refreshed, ultied again, and then charged them back out. So in hindsight, if you have a refresher orb or without a refresher orb and your blink is on disable because of taking damage, you can still charge in and do your moves. And now, yeah, look, thinking about it, I could have easily turned that around and got my second orb off. It would have helped so much. That's like 7 seconds of disable that I missed out on.
Can't do nothing about dire structures
Which
right
is a
now.
massive amount of disable.
Radiant's mid-ranks is taking a licking.
So we're just on the defensive here, making sure that the cleave buff's being good for use. Ursa should be given a cleave buff. I wonder if I really
Radiant's
do it.
mid-ranks ain't looking so hot.
So, very intense game so far. But like I said, the purpose of this video isn't to, you know, like toot anyone's horn or blame anyone. It's just so I can review my own play pretty much. Like, I can go, right, I did all this, I fucked up here, here, and here, and then next time, hopefully, you know, I won't do that. And it's also good to show you guys how bad I am, and you can learn from it too. You know, like, not like putting it there like, ooh, like, but you know, everyone makes mistakes, and it's important that you know what the mistakes are, rather than just getting mad at the game and other people. So lots of missed charges, missed opportunity on a double RP. Buying a BKB was really bad. Lack of last hits early game. Probably fuffing around too much mid game and trying to make myself a bit more present. And making sure RP is off cooldown as much as possible. It says off cooldown right now, and I'm not there. Anyway, this is another mistake I know I made. I know it's coming up right now. Basically, what's happening is the enemy team, sorry, allied team, really wants to fight. They're like really want to go in, but I'm like, well, no, wait, can we just wait until we push the creep wave back to get it to the Rex? And that way we have another lane pushed up. And they're already fighting right now, and I should be there helping them.
Dire's got one last top tower.
So by the time I turn up to get there, it's already too late because I've just been fucking around pushing the lane for too long.
That's 4 to roll. 2 down. Dire's top ranks.
The world's latest RP.
Dire's top ranks. Dire's mid-ranks ain't around. 5 in a row. Dire's bottom tower's getting the business.
And it's game over.
Gave up bottom tower.
I've made the mistake of
Ain't in a happy place.
deciding to push the lane instead of helping your team. Probably could have gotten a couple of kills there. And none of the team, including myself, TP'd back to base to defend our Rex. We just got backdoored incredibly hard. Aim is just too strong. Does too much damage and was able to just beat the backdoor threshold on the Rex. And it's game over now. So, yeah. That's the game, pretty much. Like, I think there's not a lot we can do now. We don't quite have the push capacity to get back on this. It's just none of us are strong enough to survive mega creeps. And we should have been there. We should have been there to defend the Rex. So yeah, the game ends up being a loss.
Somebody's cooking.
But
Radiant's mid-ranks.
it was a really close game. It was a really good game. It was some really good team fights, which was awesome. So
There goes the Radiant's mid-ranks.
once again, I'll just go over the stuff I did bad. Early game,
Radiant's mid-ranks
Not enough
ain't
last
looking
hits.
so hot. That's 4 in a row.
just not farming enough when I wasn't like
Radiant's mid-ranks
doing anything.
is
It's always good to be
taking a
constantly farming when you're not doing anything. Making sure RP is off cooldown as much as possible. Not giving us a cleave enough. Missing my charges. Buying Black King Bar. And a few other crucial mistakes I made during the game as well. Things I did right though. Probably getting that extra regen in lane was a really good idea. I was able to trade hits effectively. I didn't die in lane because I played a little safe and smart. And also I didn't get too underfarmed in lane, even with them denying the lane. I made myself present early game. Even though we traded that for any charge, I made myself present in like the top lane and stuff, and the mid. even though I could have communicated that we could have killed Animage better, and I think there was like a couple of good RPs
Dire's mid tower won't last much longer.
and like combos that
Dire couldn't
the
hang
team
on to
sort of
that
like
mid
consolidated on the advantage and did a lot of damage, and we were able to get quite a few kills. So I think just with those
mid
crucial mistakes in this game, we could have gotten a lot different, even with Animage as farm as he is. But it's just gone out of control.
How about that?
It's just over.
Dire's mid tower won't last much longer. Dire's mid tower's nothing now. How about that?
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching that video. I hope it wasn't sound too negative, but like you got to sort of be a little harsh on yourself if you want to get better. And I feel like this was a good learning experience for me too. This is the first time I watched the replay and I've gone, wow, I've actually made a lot of mistakes. You know, like, and I think a lot more people should do that too. You should just watch every replays instead of getting mad at your team, mad at everyone else. You just go, hey, you know, should have done this. You know, like. I feel like my allies could have done some things better too, but I'm not blaming them for a loss. I think it's a team effort, it's a team game, so we lost as a team. It's not anyone's fault in particular. So yeah, hope you enjoyed that. And I will upload another video as soon as possible. Okay, thanks, bye bye.